Hi guys, welcome back to Ashley and Pete Travels. Today we're at the Prohibition Museum in downtown Savannah, Georgia, and with a friend. You want to be in it? No. So let's go in, welcome old friends, hello new friends, let's go on an adventure together. So here's right when you walk in. Half the people wanted alcohol and half of them did not. So I didn't realize our ticket came with a sermon. So this right here is known as a whiskey gutter. When the alcohol was banned, they would pour it into the streets and local children would scoop it up to save as much alcohol as possible before it went down the drain. So back in the 1800s, in the late 1800s, all the Karens were really angry about the liquor. So they all try to dump it out.
Moderation is the answer, not prohibition. This anti-saloon movement will run itself out over due course of time because the people will see that it rests on un-American ideals and interferes with personal liberties. Madam, brewers make light oceans of drinks.
So in 1920, alcohol officially became illegal. It could be used for medicinal purposes, and if you had a prescription, you could get alcohol. So it wasn't fully illegal, but for bar selling, it was. Well, obviously, a lot of distillers, farmers, crop growers were no longer needed because alcohol was no longer being made. So obviously, there's a lot of companies that existed before Prohibition that still exist today. So they had to resort to making other things. Coors had malted milk, Pabst had cheese, Budweiser made egg products, and also Yuengling made ice cream. Larger distilling companies had to stay in business somehow, and this is the only way they could find to do it. So now you know what comes next. Moonshine. Because you couldn't make it in the distillery, so you had to go out and make it in the woods.
Well, let me tell you what I'm doing right here. Making moonshine. That's right. Carrying on the family tradition. I was started a long time ago. My great-grandfather was right here, this very spot. Copper steel just like this. Well, times was hard back then. They had to do it. They had to make moonshine to make ends meet.
So what happened was a lot of companies started making medicinal whiskey. Bottled in bonds, bourbon. I guess so you don't have to remember, you know, anything. So this is pretty neat. There is a hidden compartment in this baby stroller to hide whiskey. A lot of modern day racing actually comes from car chases. In order to get alcohol from one place to another, you had to have a fast car. And the thought behind races like NASCAR and any kind of car racing that you see today is because of the Prohibition period. So here's getting more into the late 1920s, and we have, I don't know why, but the invention of the Charleston is in this museum just because she's wearing the coolest dress ever. Now about now, I think we need to head into the Speakeasy, but we gotta know the password. All right. Push. Oh.
What do you want? Who sent you?
Tell him Gus. Gus sent you.
Gus sent us.
Yeah. All right. Come on.
Oh. We gotta hurry in. We don't want to be seen. All right, we made it into the bar, which I love this museum because it comes with a drink, and here's the drink list. I don't know, I think I want a Mary Pickford. And the name of the bar, 220 Up. And that's because we were on 220 West Congress Street and we had to come upstairs to come to the bar. So back then, they didn't have bar names because they were secretive, so they went by their address. And 220 and up, so it's upstairs. Ooh. We got a Sazerac and a Mary Pickford. I already did it. It's got a lot of flavor. It's really good. All right, well, coming out that bar in the Speakeasy, we finally made it back to the days where Prohibition ends, and we are repealing the 18th Amendment in 1933. So here's more about the modern day racing, and you can see it up there. A lot of bootleggers started racing these cars and seeing how fast they can go. And at the end of Prohibition, they no longer needed these fast cars, but they said, let's make them faster and just keep going with it. So we get modern day racing. Thanks, Prohibition. You did one thing right. Just think, without Prohibition, we wouldn't have Fast and Furious 10. And just as with most museums, we're going to exit through the gift shop. My favorite part. And the gift shop.